Can you guess what today's video is about? Of course you can't, because you've already seen the thumbnail and the title. So don't pretend like you know what I'm doing, because you don't. Can't predict me. I do whatever I want. Be anywhere I want. If I don't want to look at you, I'm not going to look at you. It's all a surprise. So this week I decided to do the right versus left hand challenge. I'll make no judgment calls about whether the right hand or the left hand is better. Art is subjective, and you can make that call for yourself. If you guys want to check it out, it is early enough in the month where you can hop on our Patreon and join the challenge. I will be announcing winners and shouting them out across my social media platforms. Those winners also make a little video appearance every month, so if you want a chance for that, link in the description and in the card. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stick around to the end, and I will see you after this video.
Welcome to the voiceover. The very first thing I am doing is toning our MDF boards. I'm using a medium density fiber board. When you're going to be working in oils, you need to make sure you seal that with an acrylic base layer to just trap out all of the oils that might seep in and ruin that particle board. That toning though was meant as a way to prime and get ready for similar tones to our Nicolas Cage skin tone, and so we have a nice visual history to build on top of. Right now what I'm doing is a charcoal drawing transfer. I'm actually using NuPastel, not charcoal, which is a hard pastel. I chose a caramely color because it complements and works well with some of his skin tones and the features I'll be painting. There won't be clashing if that does pop through in areas, but it's a nice color to have contrast to our back color, that peachy tone. I can still see it. When I do my drawing transfers, I like to trace out the shadows as well as the features. It just gives me a reference for general areas of color that I can block in so that I'm getting a very lifelike structuring to the portrait. Next, I'm using a clean, dry brush to just dust off some of the excess particles of dust from our NuPastels, and then sealing in all of that with some hairspray. You can use fixative for this. Hairspray works fine for my purposes because it is not going to be yellowing my paper or anything. I am just going straight onto a board. I love when I do portraits to do my first layer in acrylics and then work my way to oils. I've talked about this before, but basically my reasoning is I like how quickly I can build up layers with the acrylics, and oils tend to have more translucency than acrylics do. So when I go in for my final pass with oils, I like to have that visual history and the depth of colors already starting to develop with my acrylics so that I can just build on top of that and not worry about anything showing through that I don't want to be showing through. The acrylics are really fast drying, and so as many layers as I want to go into there, I can put into there. And then when I come in with these oil paints, I can just really think about smoothing out my colors, developing my range, the depth, the contrast, really building in those shadows. Things I love about oils include they're very slow drying, which while that's not great if you want to work extremely fast and build up layers quickly, if you are looking to do something like a very smooth gradient change or a subtle transition between shadows and highlights like I am doing on his face, you can get very smooth transitions. It looks extremely lifelike, and I love that. The other thing about oils that I love for portraits is just that they have this real strong, punchy vibrancy, and you can get such a deep range of colors. As you can see on that black background, which is still acrylics, they tend to dry a little bit more chalky and flat, whereas oils have oil in them, so there's a natural bit of gloss that shows through. Now you can combat that with acrylics though. If you just do a layer of varnish, whether that's a spray or a liquid that you are brushing on, that will work. You're gonna see in a second when I go on the black background with the black oils though, there's just such a depth to that color that you achieve, and that's just super beautiful and really striking. When I did the background on this portrait, I wanted to add a little bit of a subtle glow behind him, so I added in some white mixed into my black. I did this to kind of match some of the portraits I made in an earlier video. If you guys have ever seen my do's and don'ts of painting skin tones, when I painted Morgan Freeman and Bill Murray, I thought it was nice to have this kind of studio light setting in the background, so that's what I achieved with Mr. Nicolas Cage. Next we are going on to our left-handed portrait. Let me tell you, it is so much more difficult than I anticipated. I had so little control with my hand. I didn't realize the kinds of muscles that I was building up because my hand felt like it was seizing up. It was tense. I was not used to using my muscles in that way, and the amount of control that I had was extremely limited. Mixing colors was even harder, so I don't have very similar or exact colors to the oil portrait that I did of Nicolas Cage with my right hand. The only place that I chose to use oils on this left-hand portrait was for the background, so I could get that depth with the black and kind of match the glow, that studio light. But I actually really liked the left-hand portrait as is, as an acrylic with very loose brush strokes, so I left it as was. What do you guys think about Nicolas Cage? You guys fans? Good actor? Good meme? Good man?
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you are subscribed for new videos coming out every Friday, and hit the like button if you'd like to support me a little bit further. I have been posting every day on my Instagram, so make sure you are following my social media accounts. The links will be down below. If you guys have just 10 or 20 minutes, I hope you will hop on making some art. Steal that time. Do something that makes you happy. It's my challenge to you. Okay, I will see you guys next Friday.